All right, my name is Danny Ross, and we're going to get into another exciting episode of AI Lunch and Learn. Wow, this is an interesting week. I've done no marketing this week simply because of the schedule, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right in it and see who jumps on as we go along. All right, everybody. And so where we are for the, third week, I guess, of the relaunch. And for those who missed any of the previous weeks, the videos are up on the site, also available in the platform under the AI Lunch and Learn section, all the way down here at the bottom. All the videos have been caught up. We're doing great on week-to-week updates here. This week, we're going to focus in on AI revenue acceleration. So taking your business to the next level revenue wise. I think the key here is we talked about, some of the things that AI could do for you over the last 2 weeks. Specifically, we looked at using AI in general, prompting and things like that. We also stepped up and did some AI agent creation, both a single version and multi-agent version. We're kind of progressing and getting more and more advanced in the types of AI tools that we're adding to our arsenal or repertoire. And what we'll do this week, I think, is again continue with the real world AI business functionality and keep it from being platform specific and focus in on where we can apply it independent of what type of business you have, specifically how we can apply AI to it. You already have a business, you're already starting to build, or you have a successful business. And everybody takes a look at AI in a couple of different ways, more tools, ad spend, more followers, bigger team. But what you're actually fighting for is better visibility so people can find you, better messaging. So once they find you, they understand your value. And of course, the follow-up and conversion. Conversion, of course, is the most important. It doesn't matter how many people come to your website if they ultimately do not sign up for consultation, don't sign up for a meeting, don't sign up to buy a service and or a product. All right. So of course, our friend AI can help you adjust all four of these items slash issues. Let's keep moving on here. What we're going to try to get to today is do a revenue audit, visibility audit, content audit, customer journey audit, and then of course, create a plan of execution. We'll go through our DRIVE acronym and get it down to where we are. Biggest challenge, revenue leak problem, unclear offer, website, no follow-up, no clear call to action. Depending on when you last touched your website, one or all of these could be a part of the conversation. When someone lands on your website, again, for most businesses, unless you have a brick and mortar business, most people conduct a good portion of their business right on their website. The goal is, of course, how can we use this every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to grow your revenue? Using the drive format, and I think we've touched on this a few times throughout the last couple of weeks. Again, putting AI to work, auditing your business. Again, I'm applying the drive format or framework to each week's lesson in a different way. This week, the deploy is about having the AI do the analysis for you, discuss and fix your visibility. You're going to implement some specific recommendations. Again, always I say measure what's actually working. And if it is working, then go ahead and expand upon it. That's real simple. So let's jump right in some prompting. Now I'm going to give you two prompts for this same function because the idea is your website properly explaining what you do in the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds? Is it very clear from the hero section or the top of your website immediately what your value is, what your specific mission is? And are you giving what's called an atomic or a Godfather offer immediately so that a stranger can understand and then go from there, immediately go straight to understanding why they should want to do business with you? So this is really, really important. And so we can do this through, again, just your business description and or your actual website. So these are all the types of things that we want to talk about. So for this first prompt, what we want to do is look at your business in general. Last week and the week before, I taught using the interview prompt to go ahead and create a really simple business brief of your business, meaning in a couple of paragraphs, in a page, what is the purpose of your business and your description. So that business brief is really, really simple. Oh, by the way, let me upload the books for this week. I just realized I hadn't done that yet. Apologies. Let's do that here while I grab a couple of websites. AI Lunch and Learn. I'm going to give you both the workbook and there we go, both the workbook and the deck. So you have both. I like to give out the deck because sometimes the workbook as the AI creates it is different than the entire thing. Let's take a look here. What did the AI? Oh, wow. Yep. So the AI is asking you to actually work through a lot of steps in the workbook here, but I think it definitely has the fine print really screwed up. Hold on a second. Let me see. This is what I mean by, yeah. Okay, so that's good. The deck is actually going to give you the prompts this week. I see what it did. It created a place for you to kind of fill out all this information manually. I love technology, but sometimes it doesn't quite do what you ask it to do. In either case, it's fine. So this workbook is really kind of giving you a pencil and paper version of that. So you can pretty much ignore it. Use the deck instead. That's why I do both. Grab the prompts from there and you can apply them directly to your business as well. And does anyone have their homework from the last couple of weeks and perhaps has a business brief or paragraph or two of description of their business that they'd like to share while I drop this prompt in here? We have shy people this week. But if you do the exercise, so for example, if you did the exercise with the interview, it's very easy for you to get your business description. Let me bring over my buddy chat here. Hold on. And I'll bring him over so he can help me with the next step of my exercise. So from I always have tons and tons of pages open, but let's go in here to our AI Lunch and Learn section. And I'm going to ask it based on the interviews and things that I've done. Let's do it this way. Give me 1 second. I want you to act as a business analysis for Digital Express AI and give me a working business description I can use for my class about Digital Express. Let me also give you some pertinent links. It's just an extension. So this is my business brief, and it kind of went into a little bit lengthier version, but that's okay. So now we're going to combine that with the prompt from our example this week to run this first instruction set. And so this is exactly what you guys will do. You'll take this part here and you'll actually use the part that you created when you did your interview and created your business brief, because now that the business understands you, you can just drop this in. This is our business description, and now we're going to have it write for us a couple of key tools that we can use and build upon for the rest of the class. Who we help? Small business owners, entrepreneurs, use AI to grow revenue, what we sell, training, consultation, marketing, operations, what customers buy, why customers buy, I should say, leads, revenue, visibility, what is unclear. The biggest challenging position right now, AI training appears to do AI training consulting. The quick question is, what is the main thing that you do? A confused prospect rarely buys. This is an old axiom of marketing. If you put on your website too many things, then that's going to confuse your audience. It's best on your homepage to be extremely clear, very clean and clear on what you do. And so you want to be very clear. What I had to do is write up a business. I actually didn't have the business brief created. From here, we have the AI training, the AI marketing and visibility, the AI business systems, the AI application systems. We want to say something very clear, very simple. And this is what I really like about AI. It helps. And then so the clarity score is 8 out of 10. Now, the other way to do this, right, when you are writing up your business explanation, is this is very good because I like it. It's funny because it wrote it in a confused manner first, and then it rewrote it in a clear manner, which is very cool. Now, the other way, and I mentioned I was going to give you two prompts, and I give this prompt to everybody. This is a prompt that we're going to get to in the next step. It's for AI to evaluate your actual website. And so, what I like as this prompt goes, remember we've talked about the create X method of prompting. What it does is it's very specific. Act as a business growth consultant. Review this business description and then talk about how to make it better. Rewrite it for maximum clarity. What I like about this is it is getting all of that into one concise document that we're going to continue to grow upon for the next two steps. We did the business clarity audit. You need to do that for your business as well. It's really, really important that customers understand exactly what you do. We are actually in the process of a website upgrade for ourselves for this specific reason. Now, here's what's funny. This is one of those do as I say, don't do as I do examples. When I am rebuilding this website, the first thing in analysis, if I was analyzing your website and this is what you showed me, I'd be like, you're wasting way too much space on a very pretty graphic that doesn't really sell in the first 10 seconds of me landing on your website page. You need to get rid of this. I've had an internal debate with myself, and I refuse to do that simply because I think it's really, really cool. And I refuse to lose it. It's hilarious. But anyway, if I was redoing my website, this would be my actual landing hero section. That's what I say. Do as I say, don't do as I do. All right. And the reason why is this is much better. This is stop watching AI happen. Start using it to grow your business. It's very clear what Digital Express does. Digital Express, and then the tagline or the subheadline says, we help business implement AI through free training, powered website, custom apps, and human hybrid AI assistants. Very concise, very simple. This should be the top of my website instead of that graphic. Again, if you were going to redo your website, this is much better. It's very concise. And then the call to actions are very simple. They can join the free AI lunch and learn or book a call. That's all. It's super simple, very clear. And that's what that new business clarity audit said to do. And I've already done that because we're in the middle of redoing our website. Our previous website was just a hodgepodge of craziness. And so that's why it gave me that business brief. And by the way, if you have questions, please go ahead and drop them into the chat as we go along. Now that we've kind of done the clarity audit, meaning that people understand what the business is about, and then I start applying it to the website. This is really, really good. I'm going to continue building this out over the next couple of days. And so we'll have a nice, clean website that does a really good job of what we want it to do. So anyway, so we just did the first one, the audit number one. So let's keep moving on. Audit number two is related to what we just did, and this is the specific prompt that I'm going to use. I'll copy this into the chat for you guys, and it's also going to be in that deck that I gave you. So you have it in both places. I will give it the URL for my website, unless you guys want me to use one of your websites. I'm happy to do that. If you want to drop your website in the chat, I will do just that. But basically, you're going to replace the website, paste homepage here, of course, with your actual website. There we go. And so it's going to review my website. It's going to look for clarity of messages. And it's going to be fun because, like I said, we're still in the process of doing this. And this is one version of this prompt. So act as a website conversion expert. All right, cool. I'm going to have it do it that way. And that's one prompt. And here's the second prompt. I'm just going to drop it in the chat for you guys. This is my favorite AEO prompt, which is AEO stands for AI Engine Optimization, and it's about having the AI evaluate your website for a specific reason. In this one here, it is about the clarity of message, things like that. The other one is more from a marketing point of view and AEO functionality. And AEO just means that AI can find your website. So that's why I'm giving you both prompts. They have different targets, but they do essentially the same type of thing. All right, based on your Digital Express, AI positioning shade, your recent website redesign, and so on, it's like you're listening to me. So here's how I would evaluate the homepage. Clarity of message, 7 out of 10. Trust signal, 7 out of 10. Offer strength, 6.5 out of 10. Call to action, 6 out of 10, and so on and so forth. So overall score is only 7 out of 10. Wow. The site clearly communicates AI business growth, training, websites, and automation. The visitors understand HIP's business using AI. What's missing? An AI company that offers many services. It should be, again, a business growth company powered by AI. That's both right and both correct and incorrect. Here's why. Because I am not exactly the business growth engine, but I am the teacher of that business growth. So it's kind of hit and miss on that one. And more customers care less about AI and more about more customers, more revenue. Absolutely agree with this. So some parts of the critique is accurate and some is not quite as accurate. We have some of the things working for us. What's the opportunity? Move trust signals much higher on the homepage. Absolutely can accept that. And the reason for that is my assistant is still building out the page, and I've actually given her that instruction. She's building out the whole, how to trust us thing. It wants us to move these real pages up to the top here. Immediately, as soon as people get into it, instead of reading about AI and all these wonderful things, immediately hit them with previous happy customers. So that's a pretty valid thing. Authority bar, I like that. We can definitely add that. Social proof, definitely. We haven't connected any of our social media yet. All right, I like it. So these are the things that are still here. It's telling me I have too many different offers. What should I do first? The recommendation, creative value. So I'm walking through it with you guys so you kind of understand the thing that the purpose of this also, us audit, you should do at least every quarter. I think that would be really important. All right, perfect. So we saw the clarity of message, trust signals. We need to move that up, offer strengths, call to action, and then revenue opportunities. What are we selling? Make sure that it's clear and to the pop. So as I continue to redo this website, I'm going to keep reiterating and rerunning this audit until I get it to at least a 9 out of 10 instead of a 7 out of 10. All right, really simple too. This is something everybody can do on their website. So as you're going through this video recording, again, take it step by step. So now it's going to do that same prompt that I talked about. And what I like is I know that we just updated our FAQs. And so I'm curious to see what it thinks of my AEO score for my FAQs because so this is the prompt that I'm going to run. Just dropped it in the chat and I'm going to run it here and review my website. And I wonder if it should be smart enough to remember which website we're reviewing, but let's see what happens. I'm curious myself. All right, so AO analysis, who you're helping, current understanding, small business, nonprofit, da da da. That is generally clear. All systems perform better as they're grouped into small number of primary categories. Who we help. All right, so it's saying reduce the number of categories, make it simpler. What services do you offer? It's still really broken down into a lot of different, and so it's suggesting I make it smaller. Services, AI training, AI marketing, AI business systems, and AI applications. I like that. Now, if you notice, as we're rebuilding our websites, I've removed some of the older menu system options, and I'm going to put a lot of those under the others. So for example, free AI training, AI apps, resources are only two of the services that we offer. So the menu system is going to expand a little bit, but I'm also going to keep it minimalistic so it doesn't get too crazy. Free AI training, AI app building, website, AEO, and virtual assistants. These are going to be the four services that I'm going to offer, and that's what I'm going to update the page for. It's already suggesting things that we're in the middle of working on. This is basically going to be the entire thing. We're actually rebuilding this website in real time so you guys can see what locations do you serve? Current understanding, Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Yeah, I get that, but it's really United States. We don't have a localized market. Last week I did a training class. I think I had mentioned it, a beginner AI training class. Matter of fact, I do have the deck and the workbook from that. Let me give that to you guys as well. If you have someone who is new to AI, and they're looking to understand the beginner part of it, we can give them, let's see, this workbook here. Which one is which? I want to make sure I give you the right one. Version 2 PDF, or I'll give you the Word doc. That way you can edit it if you need to. And that's the Word doc. And let me see if I can track down the deck as well. I should have both for you. And this is also a nice little bonus for someone you know who is trying to learn AI. Okay, that's the longer version of it. Oh, I know where it is. Sorry about that. And I did it as a part of the Empire. And this is the workbook. Still can't find the deck. So let's go to my favorite buddy, Gamma. And I'll grab that for you guys. Workbook. Should be the right one here. It was a pretty good class. We did it for beginner AI, and this is for just teaching you guys. Whoever wants this, I'll share it with you just so you have it as a PDF. All right, so it's going to export it and download it. So that's going to take a second. As soon as it's done, I'll put it up there. All right, let's continue working. So we tell it to act as an AEO expert. And so trust indicators, 30 plus years, 30 plus years, audience clarity, same about the same, 7.10. Not terrible, but again, I'm still not getting into the eights and nines. I guarantee you, by the time I'm finished, I'm going to be at least in the nines. I really do want to get at least there. But we're on the right path. It would have been funny to do this example before I started working on fixing the things that I already knew were broken. Content audit. Are you creating content that converts? What most content does, it educates without direction, gets likes but no leads. And then what converting content does. This is really specific, speaks to a specific buyer problem, ends with a clear next step, ties back to an offer or service, and builds trust and urgency. I can give it specific posts that we are doing, determine what is working, what is weak, missing CTAs, and so on and so forth, and then create a better version of that. Once you've done the first couple of audits, you can start creating content specifically towards the conversion. And I think we may do half a class on the conversion. Basically, what we're talking about is customer discovers your website either through some marketing you do or through social media or just through AEO and AI finding you. The customer lands on the website. It basically runs through the visitor getting interest and then follow up. The team engages the lead. That's pretty interesting. It's funny because I have a couple of websites where, number one, they are definitely getting AEO friendly visits, meaning people are finding the websites just through AEO. And then, even more importantly, they are engaging with the website and getting leads and things like that through the website. And one customer specifically, I know she's very happy with the business leads that she's getting and growing her business. And then the other customer, it's interesting. She has a adult daycare business. I've mentioned it on these calls before, and she's at the point now where she has a waiting list, which is obviously always the goal for a local business to get to the point where they have more customer inquiries than they can actually handle. That leads to a second location, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, she's got a waiting list, which is a fantastic position to be in for any business owner. All right, so I'm gonna come back to the CTA portion, but what I want to see, let's see, review my current follow-up process, evaluate speed. Research consistently shows that 80% of sales require 5 or more follow-up contacts. Heck, I think it might be 7, 8 or more instead of 5. But that's okay. From a sales point of view or a marketing point of view, that's just a reality. You have to keep putting your name out there in front of people. Eventually, they're either going to be interested or they're going to ask you to stop contacting them. Yet most business stop after 1 or 2. That is a reality as well. The investment that you make in time slash resources slash money to continually put your name out there in front of people. And then after you do that part, are you actually following up with them? This is a key part of any super busy entrepreneur. Any day you're just absolutely swamped and you don't have time for that. And that's where the AI can definitely help you in that you can automate the follow-up steps so that to ensure that you're reaching back out to them. And then we'll continue to build these systems out so you can see them all. So again, these are all in your deck. Let me check something here. Let me go back one step here. I wanted to see something first. Hold on. I don't think we did this one. You're right. Okay. With this exercise, we would actually have to have some posts that we're going to paste in here so that we can get the AI to react to those posts. What is working, what is weak, missing call to actions, missing offers, things like that. Most of this stuff, if you have the AI help you create them, you're really not going to have too much trouble with them and going forward. Let's see, I think our other document has downloaded, so I can grab it here. Let's see. Yep, the PDF training. I'll drop that in there for you guys. And by the way, all of the graphics that I used for that was also created by my friend and AI partner, or buddy, I call him. I don't call him a partner. That's a little too extreme, but he does a really good job of working with me, for me, however you want to list it. So if I go back here to some of the different things, for example, this flyer that we created. And so if we were to have it examine something like this for effectiveness, let's see. So I could have it do this, Control C. I can actually do that, review these images. I think I created 1 or 2 for this as well. And let's have it review this. I'm kind of curious to see what it says, if it liked it or not. Hold on, let me grab the post that went along with that image. Okay, maybe I did not drop it in this one. We'll just have it review the image. And then we'll just to see what it thinks of it. That's always simple fun. There we go. We'll have it review it and see what it thinks. All right. Hey, not bad. Visual appeal, a 9 out of 10. Credibility, 8.5 out of 10. Target audience, clarity of offer, 7 out of 10. Call to action, 7 out of 10, because we only have one. 6 out of 10, urgency. It's a free class. So this is good. It's just giving us what is very clear. It's a beginner workshop. Leave with real content. That's really important. Lunch included on a round-rated benefit. It has a kind of comedy. QR code problem. The flyer sells AI doesn't sell outcome enough. Okay. But in this case, it's not a revenue flyer. So by the way, I'll disagree with it on that one. Too many features. Fair enough. I can accept that. I do like to tell people everything about what I'm doing. Missing specific transformation. I see. Learn, apply, create. Okay. Save 5 to 10 hours. Again, that's not really the purpose of that particular one. So that's pretty good, though. I did okay on that flyer, is what it said. All right. I accept that. And then now let's do the fortunes are made with follow-up. I don't think I'll be able to effectively show you how to evaluate this because I do not have enough information to fill out the speed of response, frequency of touch points, effectiveness of messaging. Now, what you could do is, so for example, if I build out a website, I have a website that does deliver analysis. Again, it's going to depend on your platform. And so I manage a few different websites. We just launched this website. I don't think we have a lot of analysis yet. 53 sites, visits, site sessions, 40 unique visitors. It's not horrible, only because, again, we're not doing any marketing yet. So it's kind of interesting. And then we had one user query. And so this is really just getting started. We just built this site. And let's go back to a little bit older one, see if we can find something, give us a little more data. Because what we want to do is fill in the data. So I could give it this information right here and let it take a look. Again, it's important that your site has to give it some analysis. Oh, by the way, that PDF failed because it was 15 megabytes. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get that into our buddy here, but I can give you instead the link. Give you the link. Here we go. Share. Export. Let's see, copy, share the link. All right, so you can check that out and share it with anybody who's learning AI. All right, so, okay, we've got that there. Let's get the prompt. Whoops. All right. And then I'm going to change it a little bit. And I will give it the information. And instead, I'm not going to do my current follow-up process. Review my current website analytics. And I can tell it instead. I'm just giving you really good for this website. It might not be able to give me too much information, even though it does know a little bit about this website. That's the analytics. Okay. This is not too bad. Again, a website that's doing no marketing, getting some reason, at least some people visiting and checking it out. Yep, there we go. What I wanted to do is, let's say we want to evaluate AEO effectiveness. In other words, I'm just giving you an example. I'm changing the parameters. You can still see I'm doing an audit. Do the next messaging. And I'll give it the website so it has it as well. And so if we go to the website, we grab the link. I'm changing the audit, but we're doing, there we go. Let's do that. So I changed the prompt a little bit just on the fly here to kind of show you how you can do these types of analysis. I'm actually going to, I'll give you this one as well. Actually, yeah, I'll give you this part of it just so you have it. There you go. All right. So we are reviewing the website based on the metrics, site low, low. Oh, come on. We're doing no marketing. I should have put that in there. encouraging, moderate, good. And score out of 10. Let me tell it. Redo the analysis, considering we are not doing any marketing, but only relying slash SEO visitors. Let's see what it does. I'll be curious to see what it thinks. Ah, yes, no kidding. Thank you. All right. And 8.5 out of 10. That's good. I like that. That's substantial. I like that. Yep, I agree. AI systems. So this is the part that we're winning on. AI systems are crawling the content. AI systems are understanding portions of the content. Readers are finding the site through AI-assisted discovery. Your FAQ and educational content is likely helping. That's a positive signal. All right, so let's see what's negative. Okay, so we got a revised score on that. Conversion rate, 7 clicks out of 94, 7.4%. That's actually healthy. Yes, that is. General website, service business, high intent. Okay, so what we're looking for, yep, it isn't this. The issue is volume. Thank you. I like that. We need to do more. Not enough people are seeing it. Thank you. I agree. But I believe it's happening. Visitors are doing that once they arrive, AO maturity. What is working? Let's look what is missing. This is the most important point of this exercise. Find out what's not working. The site lacks enough answer assets. Interesting. Location pages. So we need to do individual location pages is what it's suggesting. That's an old SEO trick and technique. So you create a SEO slash AEO friendly page for all of your target demographics. So instead of locations, it could be types of customers. So it could be solar for home users, which I already have, solar for business, which I already have, but you can get even more granular, and then solar for warehouses, solar for manufacturing, solar for churches, schools. So whatever your industry is, you can create sub pages, not major pages, but sub pages that talk about all of these. And in each one of these, you want to have unique FAQs that will appeal to your AI. So as you continue to build these out. So FAQ pages, current targets, 50 FAQs, the target 200 FAQs, got it. AI growth projection, 94 visitors. And so it's just giving you what to do and what to try to do and grow those revenues. What I would do next, build an AI search library. Create 100 additional pages answering questions like, is solar worth it in Georgia? Again, very specific question, things like that. So this is pretty good. I like it. So this kind of analysis is what I keep trying to get across here. Is this analysis says you've got a pretty okay website. What can you do next to get it to the next level? Instead of 90 visitors, 300 visitors. That's how you do that. Just again, not talking about spending money on advertising. We're talking about making your website friendlier and easier to be found by specific searches. Somebody types in solar worth it in Georgia. You want the AI to say, okay, I know a website that has that very question and they answered it very well. They have authority, they have history, customers like them. Let me present that as the answer. And that'll be the source in Perplexity's answer to the customer, your website. So that's what you want to become. You want to become that authority in the mind of the AI. All right. I like that. That exercise actually turned out okay. All right, next, offer audit. People buy outcomes, not services. Very important. People don't buy features, people don't buy products. We offer 60-minute coaching sessions for business owners. In focus sessions, we will identify your top 3 revenue opportunities and give you a clear plan to act on them this week. That's very simple. So you can give it your current offers that are on your website and then have it improve whatever it is that you've come up with. That's a very simple prompt. I like it. And again, it's building on all your other prompts, by the way, because the AI now knows about where you started with your business brief, and now it's walking its way down each one of these prompts, taking you to the other side. The purpose of this prompt is to review your Godfather offer or your atomic offer. I could say to the AI, same prompt. I'm going to give it a specific task. Review this offer. Let's say I go back to my still being designed website and I'll give it the specific offer here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get it all in an image. It'll be faster. Uh, Again, this is the authority banner that it mentioned earlier. That's just one of them. I have a few more down the page. Anyway, so I've got that. So let's go ahead and upload that image so it can grab the offer directly from the page. I don't have to do it all. There we go. And so it's also review the offer, see attached. You can give it a screenshot and tell it it'll read the screenshot, and you don't have to type all that stuff or copy paste all that stuff. It's kind of a faster way for it to look at. This is already a strong hero section visually designed for its premium, modern, and trustworthy. The challenge is not the design. When a business owner lands on the page, they're not thinking, I need AI. They're thinking, I need more customers, more revenue to save time, stop falling behind. The heroes to give those visual design, 9 out of 10, trust, 8 out of 5, professionalism, emotional pull, only a 6.5. That's not good. Revenue focus, that's fine, but low, obviously. And then the conversion potential is only 7.5 out of 10. Got to do better. All right, so current headline, it feels educational, it doesn't create urgency, and it doesn't create enough desire. I like this. Grow revenue, save time, outpace your competition with AI. It's very specific, marketing-y. I like it. We help business owners turn AI into more leads, more customers, and more profit through training implementation, AI-powered websites, and business automation. I like it. That's pretty good. This tagline is actually great. I like this tagline. The grow revenue, save time, outpace the competition with AI is, but I like the subheadline. It's really good. The businesses winning tomorrow are using AI today. Like that. It's a good, simple, straightforward offer. Learn how to attract more customers, automated paper, and scale your business with hiring additional staff. FOMO, fear of missing out. That's a marketing term that's very popular. And here's turn AI into your most productive employee. I like that one, but it's a little short on the wow factor. And then improve, we help businesses use AI to increase revenue. So these are all good. So here's what I will do. I will take that first and second one, kind of combine them. So let's say stop watching AI happen, start growing your business. So the first part is too generic and weak. The second part is okay. So I'll combine some of the other ones with this. And then, more importantly, you have multiple opportunities to implement stronger and stronger, more marketing and more salesy headlines and subheadlines as people go down your page. So think of your sales funnel starting at the top. Your first offer should be aggressive, and then it should be subjectively comfortable to you as well. But you want it to be more aggressive. So I agree. It's saying stop watching AI happen is educational, but not aggressive from a sales and marketing point of view. I can accept that. So it wants me to be more aggressive. So we'll adjust that. And so we'll make this our first headline. Here's another headline. This is the second, but this is a negative headline. You're stuck in AI overwhelm. It's too much. So that's a negative headline. You can do a positive marketing headline or a negative marketing headline. They're both effective, by the way. So here, how we help you implement AI that grows revenue. So these are all headlines going down the page, and I'm getting there. So now I can take some of those suggested headlines that it just gave me, more aggressive ones, more godfatherly in the sense that they're offers you can't refuse, and drop and replace some of these more factual ones. So I could throw in some hard hitting, more purely sales type marketing headlines further down the page as people keep scrolling and learning more about my business. I can keep hitting them with these powerful messages. There's no reason you can't do that. Okay, so just be aware of that. Same thing with when they go to the other pages that I'm going to have. I can again have a hero section that gives a very strong message and so on. So I'll take that to heart. I like their recommendations, so continue to improve. And so it's going to walk them down the whole page and kind of review what's there now compared to what I should add. So I get, again, hopefully you're seeing how this can apply to your business and your website. And then based on my business, so this one is the customer questions audit. And let's see what it does here. And I'll give it the same prompt to you guys. And there you go. And drop this in here. Based on my business, all right, I'll tell it to generate 20 questions customer ask, top 20 objections before buying, and top 5 fears and concerns. Then create responses. And so the whole goal of this is, and we do a whole exercise called the fair journal versus so I can say, give me 250 from your, after you do your business brief, then you're going to help AI help you imagine and create who your target audience is. So you got your target audience. So you get your business brief, you have your target audience, you ask the ad, help you put together your target audience, and then you ask the AI to tell you their feelings on their worst day of a problem that you can solve. In other words, say, write a 50-word journal on my target audience that is suffering a particular legal issue or suffering a particular design challenge for their business. So you write that journal entry. Then you ask them to write a 250-word journal of how that person, target audience person, feels after using your service to solve that particular issue. And now you have their pain, and then you have how your business affects their pain. But first, you have to teach the AI through the interview process about your business, your mission, your value statement before it'll be able to imagine that target audience's worst day and best day. So instead, this version of this question and this exercise here is similar, but this is specifically for your AEO. This is for, do you have all of the questions that your target audience is going to be asking, and is it in your FAQs? That's the purpose of this exercise. So what exactly does a Digital Express do? We help businesses use AI to grow revenue. Do I need technical experience to use AI? No. What industries do you work with? These. What is an AI business pod? It's just pulling that from one of the previous lessons that we just did. All right, so how is AI different from traditional automation? This is definitely going on my website if it's not already there. So I'll have my VA look and see if most of these are already there, but some may not be there, and we'll add them. Whatever one's not there, that's the purpose of the exercise, is to continue to grow out your FAQ section. So not only do your customers see questions and answers, but the AI, more importantly, the AI sees these questions and answers. So if they get that question, they know a place where they can see the answer. That's really what AEO is all about, okay? So top 10 objections before buying. I don't understand AI. This is what people are thinking, and you want to make sure your website answers these objections. Whatever your business is, have the question up there, have the objection up there, and make sure your FAQ sections answer these. Do they all have to be on one page? No, they should be put out throughout your website. All right, I tried AI before, but wasn't impressed. But that is realistically about it. It is not the all solution, but it's a pretty good helper and a pretty good assistant. Top 5 fears and concerns. This is important because, again, any industry, any business, there's concerns and fears associated, and you want to make sure you're addressing those 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and your website can do that for you, whether you're there or not. Okay? I'll waste money on something that doesn't work. I'll look foolish because I don't understand technology. My competitors are already ahead, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Love these. That one is actually a really good exercise. I like that one. All right, let's make sure we keep wrapping up here. We're actually over. I'm going to definitely give you this, but I'm also going to just say we'll continue this next week. So I'll continue to build out, and I'll actually pick it up halfway through here because I did notice there's a few things that I'd like to continue to improve upon in this. So we'll do this, and then also next week, we're going to build more on the acquisition side. So the generating leads, the lead magnets, the nurture campaigns, and getting more and more appointments with automation and things like that. So we're going to continue to build into this whole revenue thing. I love it when I have so much content that I can't finish because that just makes my next week even more. Think of it as a cliffhanger. All right, everyone. Any questions before we jump off? For all of those of you who catch the video replay instead of the jumping on live sessions, send me an email with any of your questions, and I'll make sure that I respond. All right, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your day. This was a both a short and a long version of AI Lunch and Learn, so it's really interesting. All right, everyone, have a fun day. Bye-bye.